Welcome to Bare Bones Camera, where we share the ins and outs of cinematography, breaking down real setups, and taking you behind the scenes on professional film shoots. Today's show is proudly sponsored by Kinefinity. Today, we're bringing you the very first on-set look at Kinefinity's new MAVO Primes, a set of cinema lenses designed for full-frame sensors at resolutions of 8K and higher. For a documentary-style shoot for German television, we shot in and around Frankfurt an der Oder, a town on the German-Polish border. We were lucky to have one of the very first production lens sets, along with a Kinefinity MAVO LF camera package, and we had a chance to test the lenses in a real working environment under a variety of different conditions. With these fast, full-frame cinema lenses, matched with the large sensor size of the MAVO LF, we were able to achieve beautiful cinematic images with shallow depth of field and nuanced colors and tones, even on a fast-paced documentary production. This video is a first impression overview of working with these lenses in production, rather than a scientific test and full-fledged review. But we do have the opportunity to look at some aspects of the lenses in detail. Stay tuned on our YouTube channel for more in-depth looks at the MAVO Primes and other new cinema products coming in the future. The MAVO Primes are clearly well designed and made, and definitely built to withstand the rigors of production. The bodies are precisely machined from metal and are therefore a little bit heavy, but in comparison to most full-frame cinema lenses, they're actually quite small, with 95mm front ends. They're about the size of Zeiss Ultra Primes, but remember, they cover full frame. Our set came in the Canon EF mount, although the lenses are also available in PL. With the MAVO LF Cinema Style EF mount adapter, the fit on the camera is very tight, which is great, although it is a bit finicky to find the right position and rotation for a proper mate. This is more a shortfall of the EF mount rather than the lenses. We use the lenses with a Tilta Nucleus M wireless focus system, which is a great combination. The powerful motor was a good match for the focus gear on the MAVO Primes, which are very smooth, but with a decent amount of resistance. Lower powered focus motors like the Nucleus Nano would probably not be strong enough to drive them. We shot in a variety of settings with the MAVO Primes and MAVO LF, mostly under natural lighting conditions and often with a large amount of contrast, shooting very dark subjects with bright backgrounds, like the sky. From our initial impressions on set, we found that the lenses held up impressively well, holding detail in highlights and shadows even with direct light sources, like the sun, in frame. The lenses looked well matched throughout the set, with a neutral overall look, not noticeably pushed in any particular color direction. They open to a fast T2.0, which on a full-frame camera offers an incredibly shallow depth of field. It's often my preference to shoot with a slight diffusion filter, like this Black Pro mist filter in 1/8 and 1/4 intensities, to take the edge off high-resolution digital. It has an effect of slightly softening the edges in the image and adding some halation or glow to the highlights. Very often, modern lenses are extremely sharp and contribute to what I feel is this unpleasant edge to digital, and are not forgiving at all when images are even slightly out of focus. My impression of the MAVO lenses, however, was that this isn't really the case. Even without a diffusion filter, edges are smooth and focus falls off in a pleasing way, while still achieving plenty of sharpness to resolve high resolutions. Speaking of high resolutions, for this project, which will be delivered in HD, we shot primarily in 4K, which is downsampled from 6K in the MAVO LF. For interviews, however, we shot in full 6K in full frame, so that we could zoom in post to change frame sizes significantly. To achieve the best possible conditions for the lenses, we stopped down to a T2.8.5, although we didn't really notice a significant difference on set when shooting wide open at T2. This was a good test for how well the lenses perform at full resolution, and as you can see, they held up great. It's also a great chance to see the out-of-focus highlights, the bouquet of the lens, which I find to be really nice. If you're watching on YouTube in 4K 2160p, you may see some pixelation as we're zooming in here with an end result of HD in mind. Switch over to 1080p for a better look. One issue we did encounter, which is not in fact due to the lenses, is that the combination of the MAVO's electronic ND mount with a polarizer filter in front of the lens result in some extreme color shifts and image fall-off. This is a known issue and results from the fact that the END system also employs a polarizer, and the combination of two polarizers in any scenario results in these kinds of issues. It's something to watch out for when shooting with an electronic ND filter system in general, but we actually found some of the results to be interesting, like here, where the sides of the image fall off in a vignette. Here's a montage of some more of the footage we shot with the MAVO Primes and MAVO LF. All the images you've seen have been shot in ProRes 422 HQ in either 4K or 6K, using Kinefinity's implementation of log, and treated with the MAVO's standard KF neutral LUT, which is similar to the Alexa's Rec 709 LUT, along with some color correction tweaks in Premiere for contrast and colors. That sums it up for this first look at the Kinefinity MAVO Prime lenses. Subscribe to our channel for further detailed looks at the MAVO Primes and other new cinema equipment. Thanks again to Kinefinity for sponsoring this video. This is Barebones Camera, signing off. Happy shooting!